A semi-final of sorts will be seen later on this month when 5 states go to polls. Let's talk about the battle for Madhya Pradesh today. It is one of the most keenly contested fights in the 5-state assembly elections. The state goes to vote on the 28th of November in a single-phase election. Now, the MP elections are interesting for a number of key reasons. For one, it's a straight heads-up fight between the Congress and the BJP. The BJP has ruled the state for 3 terms, and Shivraj Singh Chauhan, the incumbent chief minister, is a strong regional leader with a huge following. The Congress, though, seems to be giving the Chauhan government a tough fight in the pre-election season. Let's take a look at how the Madhya Pradesh Assembly stacks up and what the fight is really about. Now, the MP Assembly has 231 seats. 116 is required to form a government. Of course, the halfway mark is 115. Now, in the last elections in 2013, the BJP won once again, 3rd time in a row. But it was special because of the immense sweep that the BJP took in Madhya Pradesh in 2013. 165 seats out of 230, leaving the Congress with just 58. The BSP is another player of sorts in MP, but a smaller player. They got 4 seats in the last election, which is why it's also interesting and important to put this in the context of what happened in the elections before that in 2008 and why 2013 is also being looked at as part, in sense, of the Modi wave. The vote shares for the BJP in 2013 jumped from 38% to 45%. For Congress, it was also an increase, but a smaller increase, and all of this happened at the cost of the BSP. So it's nowhere close to a close fight in 2013, but it may still be much closer today. Now, to understand more about the state of Madhya Pradesh and why it is going to be such a keen contest, we're joined now by APS Chauhan, who's, of course, Professor Chauhan's from the Political Science Department at the Jivaji University in Gwalior, a very keen watcher of the politics of MP. Thank you, Professor Chauhan, for joining us today. Tell us why Shivraj Singh Chauhan and the BJP has managed to make Madhya Pradesh a fortress. They have won the state 3 times. Mr. Chauhan is a 3-time chief minister. What has made this happen?
Basically, we have to understand the sociology and the history of Madhya Pradesh. In Madhya Pradesh, the society is not that compartmentalized caste kind of a, compartment. Because in Madhya Pradesh, the caste formation is of different kind if it is compared with Uttar Pradesh, Bihar and other places. So as you have said that it is a fortress for BJP, what had happened that Jivaji Rao Scindia, the last ruler of Gwalior, he formed a political organization, Hindu Mahasabha. So they had a formidable force and they were all supporting their ruler. They had a formidable force and in Malwa region, Madhya Bharat region and Gwalior Chambal region. So traditionally this region they have been voting for Hindu Mahasabha. Then the BJP Jansangh was formed. They were voting for Jansangh. But when Mr. Madhya Rao Scindia joined Congress, so the impact of Mr. Madhya Rao Scindia was felt in Madhya Bharat and Malwa region and Gwalior region. And they got many seats. So still the impact of Hindu Mahasabha and Jansangh is still there in the, we can see that thing in our electoral performances for BJP. The second reason I had to give to this BJP victory, that when Mr. Digvijay Singh Ji was defeated in 2003, so for 10 years he was not in politics. And unfortunately, Congress organization was not very powerful. They were not very active. The president, the leader of opposition, they were not active for 10 years. So all these people, all these Congress workers, Congress leaders, they were looking around for a leader and someone going to him, to her, to other people, and things were happening. So it was not a concerted effort by all those Congress workers and Congress leadership to have any kind of an advantage in the absence of a very formidable leader in Madhya Pradesh. So that is why we, the Congress people, they were defeated in 2008, and same thing has happened in 2013.
Let's come to now what has changed. And since you spoke about some personalities there, of course, Madhav Rao Scindia's son Jyotiraditya Scindia is an important figure in this election. You have other key leaders from the Congress party also fighting in the state of Madhya Pradesh. Kamal Nath is one of them. You talked about Digvijay Singh, who's been, a bit on the background. One doesn't know if he's sulking or if the Congress sees it fit to keep him at the background. And on the other side, of course, you have Shivraj Singh Chauhan, who is one of the most rock-solid BJP chief ministers right now. Can you explain the kind of matrix we are seeing in an election which has a mix of all of these big leaders and big names?
Right, so now, under the leadership of Mr. Rahul Gandhi, all these big four leaders from Baghelkhand and Madhya Pradesh, Mr. Ajay Singh, Arjun Singh ji's son, from Mahakaushal, Mr. Kamal Nath, who is also the president of Madhya Pradesh Congress Committee, Digvijay Singh ji representing Madhya Bharat region, and Mr. Jyotiraditya Scindia representing Gwalior Chambal till Malwa. So these are very powerful people. These are very powerful leaders. They are a very popular leader. Some of them, 2 or 3 of them, I consider more popular than what Shivraj Singh Chauhan is in whole of the state. But unfortunately, they are so powerful that this has been happening in 2008 and 2013, that the candidates of other leaders, those who are given an opportunity in particular region, they were never winning those elections because they were not getting support of the regional powerful leaders. So Mahakaushal, Madhya Bharat, and Malwa North and Malwa South, which is tribal. So these 4 areas, they supported BJP vehemently in 2008 and 2013 elections. So one is factionalism in Congress, the other, the organizational weakness of Congress. They could not capitalize in 2013 and 14 elections.
Shivraj Singh Chauhan has been known to be a competent chief minister who has managed to push agriculture. That's what he has been known for. But then we have seen something like the incident in Mandsaur last year. We have seen, as per NCRB data, farmer suicides increasing. What is the reasoning behind this agrarian distress and anger against a chief minister who seems like he has tried his best for agriculture?
Farmer distress is so much that Bhavantar Yojana, this Yojana, they will propagate all these things. That is there. But the bigger, kisans, the bigger farmers, they are getting advantage out of it. And maximum the advantage is going to the pinch. Those who are, procuring the marginal farmers produce and then they are selling it. So unfortunately, the marginal farmer which needs immediate cash, 10,000 rupees, 15,000 rupees, 50,000 rupees, 1 lakh rupee, 2 lakh rupees, they need cash immediately. But unfortunately, that cash has not yet been transferred.
At least the positioning has been that this has been a forward-looking, development-oriented chief minister. So then what are the issues in this election? Is there enough of an anti-incumbency for a 3-term chief minister? What are people looking at?
In spite of giving, individual benefits to people, like, sending them for heritage tourism, religious tourism, older people, and then distributing cycles, and then giving smartphones. I don't say it is bad, and I don't even, I even support it to some extent. But there is no schemes for the future of the youth of this state. In spite of giving individual benefits to people, he would have created the employment opportunities. He must have created some kind of production hubs, very small, middle scale, small scale industries. He would have supported those things in every district so that employment would have been created and people would have been employed.
Just to recap some of the key findings from this first video series on understanding the state of Madhya Pradesh even better, and thank you so much, Professor Chauhan, for joining us today. It's going to be a tough fight because Shivraj Singh Chauhan is a strong regional leader. But today, if the people of Madhya Pradesh are finding issues with unemployment, if there is agrarian distress, if there are other infrastructural issues, it's all questions that Shivraj Singh Chauhan solely has to answer. On the other hand, can a very splintered Congress machinery come together under the leadership of Rahul Gandhi to give Shivraj Singh Chauhan a tough fight? Well, that's the question that makes the Madhya Pradesh elections so exciting.